And I think so many, early stage business owners like think they have to try to be good at everything. What would you recommend to those guys that are like, owner operator starting out, try to like get that first couple hires, bust out beyond their own hustle? Like, is it a mindset thing? Is it really just like, is it a key hire at the beginning? Like, what do you recommend? And I'm sure you share some of this in your books as well.
There's a lot to unpack there. Number one, as I started viewing business as sports, and I'm a coach, and I don't like to call myself a manager, a CEO, an owner, founder. I want to become the best coach ever. And when a team loses, the players don't get fired. The coach gets fired. So taking complete accountability for the team, number one. Number two is what I can tell you is as a leader and a coach, it's my job to recruit the right people onto the team and give them the best playbook possible. But when we talk about this, I don't know a lot of quarterbacks that also play left tackle or wide receiver. They don't do that. They're the best at what they can do. And that's what makes an Olympic the best of the best, a Super Bowl team, right? To use the NFL. So what I would say is, first of all, if you're a young business owner, you probably don't have a ton of money. So you're putting sweat equity into the company. The biggest thing I see from a lot of young entrepreneurs is they'll work their butt out for 3 years and then they'll decide they deserve something. Like they'll buy a big house or a Ferrari or whatever it might be. They finally put enough sweat equity into the business where it could start doubling each year and tripling and quadrupling. Then they go and they decide, I should reward myself and start back sometimes at ground zero because a depreciating asset. And I don't even think it should be called an asset because it loses value so fast. Now your home should gain, but a rental home would be considered an asset that actually keeps paying yourself forward. But, when you're young in business, I think you should take notes on everything you do. You should have an old-fashioned weekly book that has your calendar and write down all the things you're doing all the time. And then circle the things or highlight the things that are a waste of time that you could hire somebody at $20 an hour for. Another mistake I see is they don't want to spend the money. Their uncle's brother-in-law's sister does accounting. And they'll be like, I could get this done for 50 grand instead of paying 100. If you look at the best fractional CFOs in the world, they make $1 million a year. But if you hire them for 4 hours out of their 40, you're paying them $100,000, but getting $1 million of routines and setup and technology and API configurations, and you're getting the right steps to grow forward really, really fast. Now, when you hire that $80,000 an hour CFO, you're probably making a lot of mistakes. They don't really know how to build a successful $10 million plus company. And I think a lot of us, we hire a lawyer that is a friend of a friend who did divorce attorney law, and now they're writing up your corporate structure. It's like, we're always looking for a deal. We're hustlers, right? Business owners usually are. And that's one of the biggest mistakes is we hire people because they have good results at another company. But that doesn't mean they'll be good for your company. There's a lot of mistakes that a lot of young entrepreneurs make. And the problem is if they're not doing it, it doesn't get done right because they haven't learned delegation. They haven't heard writing down a manual and training people. When I played football, we played 2-a-days. We practiced twice a day to play one game. So we practiced 10 times to play one. In business, we say you're going to follow this person for 2 weeks, and then you're out on your own. Then you're going to have to figure out how to do it for the rest of the time that you're with this company. We double down on practice all the time, whether it's role play, ride-alongs, coming back to Phoenix to go back through training. Is if you don't live in a world that accepts change and you're not always coaching and always paying attention to help people better their best. I don't care if you're the best in the company. I care that you're better than you were last week and you acknowledge the fact that you need help and that we're working on your goals together. You told me when you figure out the root of what people want, and it's very specific. It's not just I want more money and I want to be happy. It's I want to own a house in 18 months. I want to go on a 10-year anniversary with my wife and bring my kids along, and that's 10 grand. I want to go on this golf trip with my dad, and I need to save up for that. I want to have 2 rental houses in 36 months. It's a lot easier for me to say, listen, here's what needs to happen today, this week, this month, this quarter, this year. And when I'm talking to these people, it's not a hard conversation. I'm trying to give you everything you've asked for and hit your timelines. So this has to happen at work. And you've got to have a lot of help at home to make sure they understand why you're working this extra shift or this extra job or whatever it might be. And when everybody's aligned perfectly, it's so easy for people to succeed. But they got to have a plan. They got to have a goal. They have to have a destination. And it might be that house. And it's not the infinite game. It's just not about winning one thing. It's about having a life. There's no win or losses in business. It's supposed to be ongoing. And Jim Collins says, build a business built to last. Is you build a business that could succeed without you. Because if you want to sell to a company and say, they need me. These guys need me when I'm gone. That is selfish. It means you built a business that's going to fail. That like if you retired and you said, they need me so bad I need to come back in. Well, you didn't do a great job. Because if the business depends on you, that's not really a business. And it's not worth as much money.
Wow. There's a lot there, man. You're inspiring me to like dig in deeper with my team members. I don't call them employees either, really, to figure out what they want. That's so key. And then I think that accountability becomes, easier because it's like, well, you told me this is what you want. I'm just helping you get it. It's like I'm not coming down on you. Like I'm helping you get what you want, right?
Well, in the interviews, find out what they want, because if they're not people that know how to dream anymore, and a lot of us don't, but sometimes we got to peel back the onion and say, listen, when was the last time you really sat down and reflected on what you want? You figured out, like I've got a 5-year plan of who I want to be as a person and a man and my family and what I want my life to look like. And I'm not going to get super granular with like at 8 a.m. in 5 years, I will be praying, I'm not breaking it down into that, but I want to explain who I am and what my life looks like is how much am I fishing? How much am I golfing? How much am I in business? When does my cell phone turn off? And as I lead by example, it's easier for others to pick that up. And it's not easy. Some people are just like, I'm content. And content is the worst thing you could ever be. Everybody that I work with, they want more. And they've always asked for more. We teach them, go for no, ask for more. It's not always easy. I'm like, listen, I've had to build some new plans. We built a service agreement plan. They take a little piece of that each month. It's an annuity for them. We brought in a 401k. That's helping them out. We brought in, if you recruit somebody, you make $1,500. So I've got other ways for them to make more and more money. That's really just performance pay. If they go recruit 10 people a month, that's 15 extra G's a month. So they can never come to me and say I'm not making enough, because they all make 6 figures. But I give them ways to make lots and lots of more money.